Welcome everybody to day 37. Okay, so yesterday we talked a lot about physical activity, movement, and how important it is to find the right kind of physical activity that brings joy to your children. So many of us, unfortunately, parents, we pressure a lot of our kids to be part of, group sports, or there's a lot of competition between children and youth today. And unfortunately, a lot of our youth and children don't necessarily like group sports or competition, but that does not mean that they cannot be active. And we have a huge role as parents to be role models for them when it comes to physical activity. So, really important, you want to be finding something that they enjoy and that you enjoy. Now, today, I want to talk to you about why do we want physical activity to be part of your family's lifestyle when it comes to mental health. It's all about blood flow. Okay? So, I want to forget. Okay, so every single day, you need to make sure that your child is getting blood flow to their brain. There's an intimate relationship between our cardiovascular health and our brain health. So blood flow allows the transportation of oxygen to every cell in your body and also to your brain. It also flushes out toxins. So it's really important. So you want the oxygen and you want to be flushing out the toxins. You want to remember, I've mentioned this before and I'm going to repeat it again, that your brain uses approximately 20% of the oxygen and blood flow in your body. That is a lot for one single organ. And that means that anything that impairs your blood vessels will impair your blood flow and will have an impact on how much oxygen is carried to your brain. Sorry, I just got distracted, so I'm just going to get back into my husband just walked by and my daughter was complaining in the background. So, okay. So all this to say that you want to make sure that you are getting blood flow to your brain, and anything that impairs your blood vessels will impair your blood flow and the oxygen that's going to your brain. Now, low blood flow, according to research, is actually intimately linked to depression, ADHD, anxiety, suicide, substance abuse, and so much more. So we want to be really putting a lot of emphasis on blood flow and physical activity. It is key when it comes to mental health. Now, there are many risk factors that might be impairing your blood flow. One of them is if you've ever had a stroke before. Now, in the case of our children, that probably isn't the case. But as parents, if you've ever had a stroke before, it might be impacting your blood flow. So you need to be aware of that. If you're drinking 2 or more caffeinated drinks a day, so caffeine does impair blood flow, especially to the brain. High blood sugar is another key factor because it causes blood vessels to become brittle. Now you don't want that. And unfortunately, more and more children have blood sugar issues, and more children are being diagnosed with diabetes. So this is a key factor in blood flow. And if your child is struggling with blood sugar imbalances, high blood sugar levels, most probably they're also struggling mentally because it's reducing and impairing blood flow to their brain. How about smoking? Smoking impairs blood flow to the brain, as well as sleep apnea. Now, your child might not struggle with sleep apnea per se, but if they are going to bed late at night and they're spending a lot of time on social media, or they're going out late with friends and they're not getting the sleep that they should be getting, for a growing brain, good chances are that their blood flow is impaired the next day and for the days to come, which has an impact on their behavior, which has an impact on their ability to make the right decisions. We cannot forget that our children's brains are developing until the age of 21 for women and 25 for males, because it's the prefrontal part of the brain that is the last part of the brain to be fully developed. And that is the part that is responsible for making good decisions. That's the part of the brain that allows us to tell the difference between what is right, what is wrong. It's kind of like the cop in our brain that kind of stops us from doing crazy things that might be dangerous, risky. So that part of the brain is not fully developed for our boys until the age of 25, and for approximately 21, 22 for girls. So knowing that, we want to make sure that we have all the pieces in place to support that brain while it's developing. And one of the major pieces is physical activity, because it increases blood flow. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was insightful, and will encourage all of you parents out there to be role models for your kids. Okay? So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.